What's up, everybody? This is Tone Set the Sports Channel. My name is Anthony Fallon. Back with a second video. This one we're going to talk about the NCAA, and the FBI investigations, and that they're finding that these big time sports schools have been paying their players under the table, to come to their school or whatnot. Um, and really, it's not a surprise. It's not. We all know that they have been doing this for quite a few years. I mean, for a lot of them, decades. For a lot of them, decades. Some of them just recently started getting into this. Um, this whole thing with these blue chip high school players, to get them to come to their school, and play for them for 1 year. I mean, it's in football too, so for the 3 years or whatnot, these quote unquote NBA prospects for the most part, because they got this 1 year rule thing. To come to school for 1 year, and then you can go off to the NBA. This is why it was. That's why it was set up like that. Why these guys? Why did these guys you know they can't find a job right out of, go to the pros right out of high school. I mean, although it was kind of watering down the NBA because some of these guys was not panning out. You only had but a few of them that came out of high school and their game translated to the pros, or they had to sit on the bench for 2 or 3 years, in development before they even became a solid player. Your Kwame Browns, Jonathan Bender. You remember guys like that came straight out of high school and stuff like that. I'm trying to think of who else came straight out of high school. What did Tracy McGrady come straight out of high school? I think he did. Of course, LeBron, Kobe, Kevin Garnett. They are the most. They are about the most prominent ones that really became like superstars. You know what I'm saying, and studs. Other than that, everybody else was like okay. Sebastian Telfair. You know. These guys that was hyped up, and it kind of watered down the NBA a little bit. And it kind of took the luster from the NCAA, not getting these so-called, top end recruits that had that NBA quality to them. Whether if they game translated or not, but they had that potential to go straight into the NBA, and it prevented them, from getting these players for like 1 to 2 years, because honestly, some of these guys could have used 1 or 2 year experience in the NBA because they didn't pan out like everybody projected them to in the NBA. You know, uh, so I mean, only thing for like the football side is that you got to play it for at least 3 years, and you that way you get to see what some of these quote unquote NFL young prospects, these prospects might turn out to be, because you get 3 years of tape to watch them if they're going to be even worthy of even getting that invitation to come to the combine, and East West Shrine and all that stuff. So, and that way a lot of them don't even pan out, but nevertheless, these 4-star, 5-star recruits, these top 100 recruits coming out of high school, they're getting paid. Reggie Bush, you remember that with the whole Pete Carroll thing? That's why Pete Carroll got his ass out of USC, because he knew that shit was coming down. Come on, man. We all know this. But this is one of the things I wanted to bring about with this whole college college basketball, college football thing, or baseball, whatever. Uh, it's funny. You watch the Koch brothers documentary. Um, I think that's how you pronounce it, or some might say Koch. Koch. The Koch brothers. These are guys with some money, and how they. I remember. I'm not gonna go through the whole documentary, but I remember what. Because they was involved in the presidential campaign. This is during Obama's first election when this documentary came out. But they was also throwing money at universities. Um, for the most part, the money was for them, almost to become like one big corporation. But or like all the top universities are just under one umbrella for the most part, and the money that they was giving them was not to only to improve the schools, but to improve their sports programs and such, and almost like guaranteeing them that they will get they will rally up these ranked prospects coming out of high school so that they can recruit to get to come to their schools. So almost like they was almost like this whole thing was like a directory, or like you see on for an example, you got these companies out here that you will have to pay to direct traffic to your website. You know what I'm saying? And you get these views from these companies. You find these leads. The company find leads and direct them to your website through their traffic platform. For an example, that those in network marketing really know what I'm talking about, or online business definitely knows what I'm talking about. Is that it cuts down on finding clients and customers or actual independent business owners to join their network marketing or whatnot. So pretty much that's what the Koch brothers was doing. And the funny thing is, it was so many colleges. I mean, I know Duke was on it. Duke, Kansas, Michigan State, USC, Stanford. It was just naming off all of these colleges in this documentary that these guys or these brothers had funded with a substantial amount of money over some years now. I saw this documentary probably about 4 or 5 years ago, and it was on DirecTV. I forgot, it was like on some independent channel, and they was trying to raise their funds to keep the channel alive. I forgot the name of the channel now, but they had some pretty good interesting stuff. Some hardcore reporting, some real reporters that was not being paid to do that research, and kind of just putting that information out there guys are like putting their life on the line, and some of them was even barred out of the United States for the research and the information that they was trying to get out there. I can't remember the name of it, but watch that documentary. Look it up, called the Koch brothers. So that's the thing now. It's this is all corporate, and it's funny that the NCAA is was it the 503. I forgot what CC law it is, but anyway, but it's like a nonprofit, but it's nothing but corporate. I mean, because you got the universities, they got their hand in it. You got these agents that got their hands in it. And you got these this shit. The shoes. I mean, the the shoe business, the sports athletic shoes, Nike and Adidas and Reebok and you got they all got their hands in it, and even down to the AAU, they got their hands in it. It's all money. It's all about money. It's all about monetizing and capitalizing off these guys' talent, and they don't get paid off, and they don't get paid for this shit at all. And so eventually, this is gonna break it down where in NAAC with the NCAA, I'm about to say NAACP, NCAA is gonna have either they're gonna cut the shit out or they're gonna have to start paying the players because it is a $1 billion industry. This shit is crooked, man. This shit is crooked. And when we talking about and this is breaking news on basketball, but it's also football. And who are the majority athletes in these two programs? Yeah, who's the majority? And you remember not too long ago, we couldn't even get into these this Duke or Alabama's and Texas. They weren't even allowed to even play for these schools. And they tried to make it look like, oh, we blah blah blah, the finally got kind-hearted and wanted to let black athletes come to the school. No, it was because of our talent. That is the most natural resources that we have right there. That is the biggest natural resource is talent, especially when it comes to sports and entertainment. Especially. Instead, and so while we're going to these Texas and making them our alma mater, look that up. But anyway, and all these other big time school programs where we couldn't get into at one point in time, we leave our HBCUs behind. Now imagine if we was going to Howard, Hampton, Alcorn State and Grambling, all these black colleges in the South and up and down the East Coast, and up and down the East Coast in North Carolina and stuff like Virginia, all these black colleges, man. Imagine if all that talent was being directed there. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, that's a whole nother story because I think some of those colleges gave into the Koch brothers too, like Howard, Hampton, being the primary two schools that also on board with the whole Koch brother thing as well. You remember Bethune-Cookman got caught a couple of times. For this whole thing that Duke is now doing and Kansas and Michigan State. So this is nothing new. This has all been going on for years, for decades now, and now it's all coming to the light. But yeah, definitely check out that Koch brothers documentary. Definitely do that. But this is nothing new. And the shit is funny, man. Because you know what, I'm tired. Because I am tired of Alabama getting all the recruits in football every year, and I'm not understanding why. I understand you want to compete. It's all about competition because USC was like that too. They was getting all those top recruits, but then you guys spend the 3-4 years trying to get on the field and never get on the field. Some of them get drafted and some of them don't. I mean, when you got Virginia, that's my team though. But you see, I'm VA boy. I'm a UVA boy. You got Virginia and you got all these other colleges where you can everything can be kind of equally distributed because that's how much talent is out here. The talent pool is tremendous, and especially when you're talking about in the Southeast, you're talking about Louisiana, Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Florida, Atlanta, South Carolina, North Carolina, and Virginia. Everybody's recruiting out of those. Everybody's recruiting out of there, man. And particularly Florida. I mean, goodness gracious. It ain't nothing but a cesspool of talent. Just freakish athletes. I mean, up and down the whole South, man, the whole Southeast, and it's crazy. It's just crazy. So, with that being said, this is Anthony Fallon, Tone Setter Sports Channel. If you like, hit. I mean, if you like the content, this is all raw, man. No, I don't have no notes and stuff like that. Um, and stuff. I'm just going off the head. It's freestyle, baby. But if you like it, hit like, subscribe to the channel, and stay tuned for more. I'm out. Peace.